We on air?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, all right. Let me enable Q&A.
Huh?
You bundled up over there? It's got to be 100 degrees in Mississippi.
It is, but I always wake up so cold.
Maybe y'all got the air conditioning on too cold. You should be sweating it out.
Well, I always turn it up, and then when my mom comes over, she turns it way down, and I forget, and then it gets really cold. So.
I got you. I got you. Hey, good morning, everybody. Is this how's the audio? My mom, she texts every day. She texts me like in the morning at like 5:30 to wake up. Wake up, like go have an amazing day. She does like a group text with my sister. My sister lives in California, so it's like 3:30 her time. So she wakes my sister up every day at 3:30 just to tell me good morning. That's just like I haven't had a good night's sleep in 1 year since since she figured out how to text message.
That's nice of her.
Hey, Alvin, what's going up? How's everybody doing? Mr. Toledo, hello. Good morning. Who else we got in this bad boy? All right, cool. So, folks, as always, Thursdays, a little breakfast with the bulls. We're just getting our feet wet on this bad boy. We're going to be doing it on possibly a daily basis for our members of the Click Fund. And right now we're just kind of making sure we got our format down and the people like it. So let's go over the market real quick, and then we'll start digging into our game plan for the days and stuff like that. What you got going on? How was your trading yesterday, Will?
Yesterday it was pretty good. There was a lot of things moving. The shorts ended up what saved us at the end, I think.
So we used to have Wheelie back in the day put the alerts in the chat room, and so she'd be trading in front of everybody all day, but it got too confusing because I'd be putting my alerts, she'd be putting her alerts, and then it became like a real hot mess. And so we made a conscious decision that, where are we going to make more money from, her trading or her putting in alerts in the chat room? And since she handles size bigger than me, I'm the chat room guy, and she's left alone to trade all day now. So I always got to ask her what the heck she's up to so I don't have to sneak into her account and check.
I had to do the risk management all day yesterday because Geoff, Peter, Heim were all gone, so I had my hands full.
Oh, so you were taking the iBoss or whatever and
watching everybody.
How was that?
The only one thing that was kind of scary was someone got stuck in. There was a halt in I think it was M something. I don't know. Some stock came out. They got approved for some drug, and this guy was short. But it ended up opening up flat, so that was it.
Oh, thank the Lord.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than a little bit of a halt to get you going. What was the stock that we, as a fund, we lost like, I don't even know, maybe $100,000 on all our traders? We had, it was the day that NQ got halted, and I was actually at the freaking beach, and I was like, the trading day is super boring. And NQ was like a really, really hot stock, and then it had a couple days pullback, and so right back to support. So there was a bunch of people playing the bounces, and as is with hedge funds or anything like that, most of the people are using some amounts of leverage as they're day trading. So then it's like I get the call, and it's like, hey man, you might want to get back to your desk, and I'm like, why? He's like, a bunch of these goofballs are trading NQ and it's been halted. And I'm like, oh, shit. And I'm like, how many? And they're like, I don't know, maybe 27, 28 traders. And I'm like, holy shit. And so I like run back, and it was
massacre.
It was a massacre. NQ, like it was at 24, and then it got halted, and everybody could have got out at like 21, 22. But even at 21, 22, if you had 1,000 shares, you're like just facing such an epic loss that you're like, maybe I'll hold it and it'll come back, and so then it starts flushing, and then it get halted again, and this is all like in the same day within like 1 hour of each other, and it just kept getting halted and released till it got down to 850, and we had a couple gentlemen, and these little bastards, you couldn't even get a hold of them, and so like this was the beginning days of our hedge fund before we had everything automated, and so it was just down, down, down until everybody basically just hit their max losses on their accounts that were in this. It was quite the interesting day.
It was wild for sure.
And those are usually, I mean, it's like a once every few years event, but it's still always a treat when it happens. So let's take a look. So the market itself. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, hold on. Let me get this bad boy. So, right now we're having a little bit of a consolidation that's happening above our previous areas breakout. And, the action's been a little bit choppy of late, but there's been more than enough stuff to play. I think one of the tricky things has been for the last couple weeks, the Chinese stocks were really, really making strong moves, in anticipation of this Alibaba IPO, and those stocks, they stopped going because of this frickin' I believe, some people say it's because the Alibaba IPO is sucking out all the money, but my thinking is like this VNet, this VNet news. It really, really kind of shook everybody out of the more speculative, speculative Chinese names. This stock just dropped basically in more than half in the last few days, and that's what happened. So, like when Mary Beth started trading with me, Chinese stocks were all the rage. I mean, they were all the rage. There were these stocks like Rhino and what's that thing? What's the one with the C that we used to trade? I forgot what the name was, but they all were like the hottest stocks. And then one of them got in trouble for being, basically a fake company. One of these news sites like Street Sweeper, or one of these sites that kind of does the investigations on these companies. They send somebody to China, and they go to the supposed factory, and there's like an old Chinese woman in there smoking cigarettes, and they have like nobody else in there. So that stock got smoked out, and then every single other Chinese stock, got smoked out also. Mary Beth was one, was it 2,000 shares in there, like CM something. Yeah. And it was insanity, and they all got halted, and actually most of them didn't even start trading again. It was really, really a crazy thing.
It was like 3 months later they started trading.
Yeah, I mean, they were halted for a long time. There was that NEP. There was just a whole host of them, and they all ended up being frauds. And then things kind of over time, they started to stabilize, and then you started to see the run in the Chinese stocks the last couple years. Last year, but we've really seen a lot of run in some of these bad boys, and that VNet just kind of, once one goes down, it puts a lot of pressure on the other ones. And I mean, the intraday action on this bad boy, we were trading this yesterday all day. I mean, you could just see, so you're just kind of hanging out here at 28, and then some news hits, and it's flush. I mean, to have $3 moves in hours is, really monstrous. And then you got the kind of end of day consolidation. This is the one. You probably should have been in this thing. You would have been.
I know you guys were all over.
I know, but I mean, the previous day when you were here, we should have been all up in this thing. It was nasty. So then you got all these type of moves. So you could see in a span of from 10 a.m. to 11:30, You get a stock that just basically dropped in half. So this thing is just wild. I think that really puts a lot of pressure on, the rest of the companies, as you don't know which ones are fake and which ones are now. We're not in China, and most of these, because we deal a lot more in smaller names, like a stock like a JRJC or something. We don't really know anything about this stock. It's like a website. It's a website about finance. Nobody really knows what's going on with this, or Moby. So that can really shake out some stocks, and we've been seeing the weakness come in some of these bad boys for a little bit of time. So I think that kind of takes a little bit of the fun out for us, because that's where the money's been for us the last few weeks, has been playing these stocks like CMCM and stuff that have a really big range. So we'll probably see a little bit of rotation out of these names. Dun, 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 dun. So what do you got on watch for tomorrow?
Today.
Today.
I really like this ACHN. It looks like it's setting up again. It's been flagging for a few days. Have you seen it?
Yep. This is a stock that's on, basically a big, strong trend. But one of the things that's been happening is it has been moving really well off its flag patterns. You can see once the trend has started back up on this thing, it's been, even these 4 or 5 day flags have been going, and you've been getting good pops. It's a really liquid name, so it's fun to trade, and it has a lot of juice. So you're starting to build out on this thing again. Oh, do you see
that one possible? And then I also like SPLK. So it had earnings about a week ago, and it shot up on earnings, and now it's been consolidating for the past few days in a flag pattern.
Which one is it?
SPLK.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like it's shaping up, ready to blast off again.
I'm going to flag this bad boy too. I mean, you ever find no matter how many years you use this TC2000, man, this thing is always tricky to use. It's like there's just so much stuff going on. U.S. common stocks. Smells like front part. Flag. All right, cool. So guys, SPLK, a big earnings push here. One of the things that we're noticing is that, a lot of these bottom stocks that have been displaying good earnings, they've been going on some runs. As now you're kind of starting to break the range that it's been stuck on the bottom. So it is starting to flag here. The couple worries on the stock is, number one, it's still pretty overbought. It hasn't had any chance to correct much. And then, for me, the other thing is that with the 200-day moving average on it, you still got some upside. You got $3 upside, but you got basically the same in terms of downside on the range. So it's got to be, when you're trading something like this, you got to have like a really, really rock solid intraday setup, and make sure you don't chase anything too high, because if you do, like if it breaks, say it breaks and you chase it up, well, then you're going to come smack dab in a 200-day moving average. So you want to make sure that you get it even before it breaks, when you see the signs intraday, and anticipate the breakout. One of the things that I've been talking about nonstop over here is even with Pastor Blake in the background. Pastor Blake, turn around and say hi to everybody.
Hey guys.
Is that confirmation is for suckers, and so by the time something actually breaks out and you're in the thing, You know, I mean, that's where the smart people are already starting to sell all their shares to. So you got to always, you know, always be careful of the type of setup and making sure. If you're always waiting for the confirmation of the break, most of the time you're late. Your confirmation is for suckers. Always is. Always has been. You know, the best thing is to manage your risk and play your reward to risk levels, and then, you know, make sure that you have a great setup. And then there's a good shot if the market conditions are okay that it's going to break out anyway, so you don't got to go chase something all the way up. Hey, Dr. Tim is in here right now. That man chatting on the bottom of the chat, Tim Weinkraut, will be doing a webinar with us on the 16th, I believe. So 9-16, so what, Tuesday?
Tuesday. I'm excited about that myself.
Yeah. So that's going to be pretty fun.
So what do you think about, you think NET fades again today? Maybe we get a pop that we can short?
Yeah, I think it's already gapping down, though.
Not much, though, barely.
This Lulu looks like it's...
Yeah, I saw Lulu. It's been beaten down for like months, so maybe it does something today.
Yeah, so Lulu was a former momentum stock at one point, you know, kind of like a Coors, like Coors was. Yeah, so this thing in '09 was $2, ran up to $80, and then, as is the case with, you know, any stock, even the best ones, Apple, doesn't matter. You know, at some point you start to kind of top out as, you know, things get mature, and then you come back and flush out. So now Lulu has, you know, I believe the earnings are out, and so what we've got here is a potential, you know, potential earnings breakout, and it's got actually, oh, sorry, this is a 5-minute daily. It's got some upside to it because you don't got your 200-day moving average till 47.50. You're clear in the 20 and the 50-day moving average, and you can see even these past levels over here. Even at the open, you're getting over them. So this has the potential to start, you know, start trending. I like the look of it. The one thing I don't like is that retail stocks do stuck to trade. But since it's got earnings out, you know, it might move okay. But have you noticed? I don't know if it was Lulu or Coach. You know, one of those. It was one of those that's like every time their bad earnings come out, we're always sitting there trying to short it, and then it's just like it never moves the way you want it to.
Of course.
But the float is pretty low in Lulu, so, you know, it does have the ability to move. You know, anything really less than 100 million shares is, at least in my book, considered low float. So that'll give us, you know, that'll give it the oomph that it needs if there's a lot of volume to really make a good solid move. You gonna trade it, Willie, or are you gonna be scared?
I like it. I'll just see how it plays out.
Dun 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 dun.
I also like JDSU is gapping up pre-market. It's got a good look to it.
This one's flagging too right now.
Yeah.
This chart is going to be a little bit more messy, so we'll have to keep an eye on it. One of the things, you know, with any type of stock that has earnings out is the cleaner the daily chart is, the, you know, easier the breakout's going to be. So you can see we're kind of getting into. It's going to gap up right into this congestion zone here. And so once you have supply that comes into a stock, things will act a little bit more randomly, as you're not going to get necessarily, it's not breaking, you know, in a supply-free zone. So, you know, understanding where levels of supply and demand will come in a stock is very, very important. Diggles actually is making a move today. So we've been waiting for this thing to bounce for a while. So Digley, after the run from $3 to $33, man, this paid for all sorts of stuff. Actually, funny story is before Chris Wooten over here disappeared on me for a couple weeks as he was working, We were in Digley, and he sold like nearly at the exact low before its $20 run.
Yep.
Good story.
I mean, I know how to find pivots.
He knows exactly how to make these things move. So this is a low volume, easy-go-lucky pullback, bottom of the breakout bar. So it's essentially in a bounce zone as it's just holding up here. So we'll see. It might be a little bit early for this thing to just start, making a huge run again. But you can see it's getting oversold. We've had a $10 pullback on it. And I'm not sure if there's a PR out today or what's going on it, why it's popping up pre-market. Let me see if Digital LI to introduce bullet camera option for first view body HDR system, new feature, All right, so they got the bullet. So we'll see if it holds up and, wait for a good intraday stuff. Another stock, careful on this thing. Even if you trade it, depending on your account size, you just don't want to go too heavy in because the range on this is such that I noticed this inside our hedge fund, the people that traded too big. So, in our hedge fund where the students are trading, everybody has a daily max loss. So mine is $2,000. Mary Beth's is $5,000. A new person might come in with $300. Probably about half the people are at $500. Then we have a few people that are at $1,000. And so essentially what that means is, you're locked out of your account if you hit your max loss, so that you don't blow up your account. So when you trade something like this that can move like $1 or $2, sometimes in candles. We've seen it like literally in candles move multiple dollars. You have to be really, really careful with your sizing because, you buy it, it drops down a hot dollar, you may be max lost if you have too many shares. And even worse, you can blow up your whole account. It's happened to both me and Mary Beth. Big position sizing is really the enemy sometimes of risk management. It's nuts. So make sure that you use proper position sizing on something like this, if you try to take a stab at it today. I know, me too. I mean, we made a lot of money on this, but there were a couple times that I went in with like 2,000 shares, and it's like literally you just go and, we always have people over. You say hi to somebody, and next thing you know, you lost $1,000. What was another one I saw some chatter on was Orex halted. Dr. Kim's talking about Orex. So yeah. Orex is a company that has them and Vivis. They do the fat drugs. How sweet would that be? You just eat whatever you want. You got like a 6-pack. It'd really take all the fun out of exercising, though, because then everybody would have one. So Orex has just been sitting down here since 2012 in this range. It hasn't gotten above 782 since 2012. So I believe it's halted. So that'll be, if it gaps up, it starts clearing these levels. You know that you've got something that potentially is going to have some upside to it, maybe to $10. Just on a technical level, of course, we have to see how it trades and all of that fun stuff, but it's got a lot of potential here. What are you thinking over there, Rooters?
Watching plug.
Well, here, speaking to the camera, baby. This is Chris Wooten. This is my neighbor. Look at the camera while you speak to me.
Hey, Wooten.
Morning.
What are you watching over there, big boy?
Plug, JD, Herbalife, possible balance or continuation down. All right. What else do I have over here?
Pastor Blake, what do you got on your watch list?
Yeah, gosh.
What are you sitting down for?
I'm watching. NET, RCPT, SCOP, VNet,
GoPro, reversal, loco, flag, ACHN, flag, CSLT, break of, it's like a base breakout. And that's about it. HDSH, bounce today, oversold bounce.
So let's see what Pastor Blake's got going on over there. Dun, 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 dun. So Loco, so he's looking at Loco over here. Can you see my screen, Lynn?
Yep.
So Loco is had a big run here. Now we've just been consolidating since really August 1st, about a month, and we got a tight range over here. So really any movement out of this range, may take us back up to the 42 level. So he's been watching this one really for a couple days, just eyeballing the entry. Local is another one that can really steal your lunch money if you size it too big. So make sure it's got a crazy daily range. This is about, it's got a 10% daily range, which makes it fun to trade, but you can really lose your shirt depending on account size and risk parameters and stuff like that. And then he is watching HGSH. So I like this chart too. My only worry with this is once these Chinese stocks are just getting obliterated. But we are getting down to that 20-day moving average. We may need one more down day, or it might make a quick flush at the open. So if I take a stock like this, I'll be making sure that the rest of the sector is going, because the last thing you want to do is buy a Chinese burrito and all its friends are just getting, smacked. But boy, that stock, when it moves, it moves. Dun, 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 dun. Hold on one second here. Not this one. Where did it go? We got any earnings plays to the downside? Let's see.
I didn't see a whole lot of earnings when I went through it, but FIVE.
I got 5 on it. Let me see. FIVE?
Yep.
Motherfuckers. Hold on one second. I lost my little charting thing. Yeah, that one's not so bad. This one's been straight on the grind for the last couple months. So it's busting down pre-market. We'll get a move, maybe down over here.
Yeah,
We'll have to watch this kind of a 50-day moving average also, but it doesn't seem like usually when stocks are in range like this, your moving averages don't really act as support and resistance beyond just a temporary thing. Moving averages tend to work much better and have much more meaning when the stock is trending and making a run. When you're kind of range bound like this on a long-term basis, then as you can see here, they don't have any rhyme or reason. So, you may get like a temporary pause over here, but it may not matter, as it seems like it's just been kind of moving oblivious to them anyways. I should change this color.
Man, GoPro, it's just wild. $30 to $70 in a week.
Hey, and I wasn't really into any of it.
Huh?
I wasn't really in any of it.
I don't know. YY is one that has pulled back, could bounce. It's in a uptrend.
Which one?
YY.
Hold on, hold on.
Just like the daily chart on that, the pullback.
I got you. So what you're looking at is essentially.
And it's pulled back to the breakout area.
So YY, so you've got a trend here, right? Your trend line that's been going since May. You got your 52-week high, flat top breakout. So you're in a big support zone. You know, support is never something that's really linear, like it just happens to be an exact area. You know, it's easier to think of it as zones. You know, so you've got one zone here that could start the potential bounce, and if not, you know, it comes down to this area. But you've got 2 layers over here of support. You know, that ideally, if it really is a strong stock, you know, this thing should hold. I like that one. I think the only part of this one also is this is probably a Chinese burrito too, but it didn't get really taken to the woodshed like the rest of them. So
yeah, it seems like a good one, a good Chinese one.
it might be a regular one. So I like this one too. This stock is actually one of those stocks that it moves really, really well and has a really good daily range. But when you guys are day trading, if day trading is your thing, then you know you need stocks that can move multiple dollars, you know, at any given moment. One of the mistakes a lot of new day traders make is that you know they're always looking for chart patterns, but then they're applying the chart patterns to the crappiest stocks. Where, you know, it's like, oh, is this a flag? It's like, yeah, it's a flag, but if it breaks the flag, it's only going to go up 20 cents. You know, you need the opportunity to make dollars because most of you guys are going to have smaller accounts. You know, you might have $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 in your account. You know, you need to be able to trade 100, 200 shares at a time, but still make a couple $100 on a trade or more. So you need to be in those stocks that have the ability to just, you know, really rip it. And then also, you know, even if you're a swing trader, I mean, this is how you build small accounts, is, you know, with momentum stocks that can really, really give you the juice. Vasa, what's the channel bar? Everybody's been talking about these channels. The channel bar on Trade Ideas has an earnings button that you can push to give you the ones up, down on earnings today. How do you find the channel bar? Maybe, do I got to download the new Trade Ideas? I think I've got 3.2. Boom, 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 boom. Damn, VNet's getting smoked out again pre-market. Let me see here. Not smoked out, but it's starting to move. Smoked out like Chris Wooten on prom by Jim Bob.
Yeah, right.
I'm just messing, buddy. So VNet back on the move again. It's going to be a little bit of a tricky play now that we're starting to develop a little bit of a range. So, you know, watch how it acts within this range. I don't have a long or short bias, but it is gonna be a big mover. Go to tools. I'm really excited about this channel bar. Tools. I don't have a channel bar. Upgrade now. Let's see. Oh yeah, there is a new version. Thanks.
I don't have the new version either.
Oh, that's fancy. Cool. Well, I think that's it. I don't got very much else left on the stock. Let's answer some questions and see. Yeah, Jim, we did We did play NPSP, but we did not play IMPV. IMPV. I haven't been playing this one because I guess yesterday it did have volume. It typically trades really, really thin, and so I took it off my radar, but it did have a nice move. We did play MPSP on the intraday breakout down over here. And actually, I guess we played the second one too. Hey Ryan, the boot camp class starts. The new boot camp starts on the 28th, or is it 29th, Willie?
28th.
So the new boot camp starts on the 28th. We are upgrading a lot of the features in this one too, so there should be some new fun toys for everybody to play with. You know, as we're kind of increasing this thing. At least for the new folks that come in. I've got some fun things to kind of put into class. Willie, which class are you going to be teaching at the boot camp?
Probably the one I always teach about earnings breakouts.
All right. Yeah, Ryan, so just email me at canal@bullson.ws. Class starts the 28th. It'll probably run till about November 1st, or I guess maybe Halloween time, the coursework. And then we'll have a month of trade reviews, simulator time, and all that fun stuff. Hey, Sylvia, how you doing? Sylvia, there is no monthly for those of if you're taking the boot camp or trading in the hedge fund, you do get access to the chat room, so you can come in and watch me and do all that fun stuff, and see how I trade. And then the software is $9 a day. The software is $9 a day. We don't have any ticket charges. We don't have any ticket charges on the trades. It's 0.002 something per share, so like 25 cents per 100 shares. You know, you can trade 10 shares at a time if you want. You know, whatever you want. You're just getting charged per share. And yeah, you'll always have access to the chat room. Hey Will, how you doing? Will Clark, email Mary Beth. So we have a hedge fund that our students trade in, and so in our hedge fund we have literally 200 traders in there, funded with my own capital and things of that nature. And so we don't have, you know, necessarily any PDT rules because we assign margin and leverage and everything to everybody. You know, and we're trading and allocating capital. Email Mary Beth or me if you have any questions on it. So that's one of the things too, guys. You know, if you have a smaller account, obviously you're not going to be able to day trade because you'll have a pattern day trade rule. So, you know, there's only a handful of things that you can really do, which is, you know, either split up your account or find a group, you know, to trade within. You know,
splitting up your account sucks. The hedge fund is a much easier way.
Yeah, splitting up your account is a little bit tough. What did we used to do for you?
That's what I did, is split up the stupid accounts, and it sucks. It's like, it's terrible.
Yeah, your grandma gave you what, 5,000 or 10,000 for your graduation? So I remember as I was going through your old G chats, and you'd be like, okay, my day trades rounded up. I've got 2 today that I can use, so let's make them good.
It's so stupid because it's like you really have to when you're doing it that way, you have to have luck because it's like your trades have to settle on the day that a good trade comes along, and then if your trades aren't settled and a good easy trade comes along, because when you don't have like a lot of cash in there, you don't have a lot of margin, so you can't really trade like I don't know, you can't trade $100 stocks, $50 stocks. You have to wait for like the perfect $3 stock to come along.
It was nutty. So we'd be on GChat all day, and I'd be like teaching her stuff, but she couldn't do everything I was doing because it was like the pattern day trade rule. And as I'm an over trader, and so 4 or 5 years ago, I was much wilder of a trader. So she'd get in thinking we're gonna have this awesome week, and within the first hour of the day, I'd throw out so many trades, and she'd be like, and then it's like, oh, but this one is better, and then she's like, I'm out of day trades. And so she'd just be stuck there, and then like just waiting, like, okay, I got my day trades back, let's do this. But you know, part of that is, at least then, was just a rite of passage. Also, you know, back then it was the rite of passage to be a day trader. You had to build your account up to 25,000 a day trade. Willie, Pastor Blake was just giving me the runaround, saying, "Oh, I can't do this because I got a smaller account." Just yesterday,
No.
and I was like, "Oh, like we all didn't have a small account at some point. Like everybody's just gifted this big account."
Your rite of passage. That's what you got to do.
It's a little bit harder because you know I got a small account. Like his pity party's over though. His pity party is over. I couldn't believe my ears when he tried to throw that at me. I was like, boy, he thinks he's about to get some sympathy from me.
Why don't you just? Why isn't he trading in QuickFund?
He does. He was just saying, like, I forgot what we were talking about, scaling out or something like that.
Yeah.
He's like, well, you know, when I don't have a smaller account, I'll be less worried about these things. Because I was telling him, he likes to look for confirmation on his breakout. And he's always asking me, he's like, why is this not bad, or why is this good, or why is this doing this? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, you know, it doesn't work like that. I don't have those answers, so then I always feel bad because he's like looking for a linear answer. Like, is there a God? You know, is there this? He wants a yes or no, a firm answer. And it's not always like that. You know, sometimes it's like the look, and then if your risk is managed, you know, you just go for it. So he was asking me yesterday, like, well, how do you know it's going to, we were talking about NETE, and he bought it at 417. His buddy bought it at 4. You know, right on the VWAP, put it in and said, well, how do you know that it's going to hold?
Yeah.
Because, you know, 17 cents higher, it doesn't seem like much, but that's 4%. And you got to put your stop at the same place, which is under the VWAP. So, you know, one guy gets a 2-cent risk, one guy gets a 17-cent risk. So he says, well, how do you know it's going to hold it? I said, you don't. You know, but your stop is going to have to be at the same spot anyway, so you might as well try to get the best entry you can.
Yeah.
He made the comeback yesterday. We started off a little slow in the morning, and then he was...
Nice. Way to go, Pastor Blake.
He was like Al Sharpton, just mowing people down. All right, anybody got any questions? All right. Well, guys, send me an email if you guys got any questions or anything like that. You know, that's just how I'll get to you as soon as the trading day's done. Wilton, you got anything to say to these nice folks here?
Good luck today. That's it.
Well, that was eloquence.
Yeah, I mean,
You're a warrior poet.
I have a few words.
You're a warrior poet, my friend. All right, later, Willie. I'll see you in a hot second.
All right. See you later.
Hey, guys, let me know if you need anything, and I will see y'all in the chat room in 13 minutes. For those of you guys that are new, we have a free trial to our chat room. You can always come and watch me. I'm on video all day. You can come and watch me trade and goof around, and do everything. And yes, Pastor Blake really is a pastor. And he just got married. So wish him good luck. All right. Carlo, I already have charts that are available. I just haven't inputted them in. Ready to roll, Willie?
Yep, I'll see you in there.
Hey, we were supposed to hack at that platform at noon yesterday.
I was doing the risk all day yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
I'll do
Can
it
we do that today?
Yeah.
I mean, Peter's down there right now on our behalf making moves.
All right, I'll do it.
And we got new clearing. We got potential new clearing, too, with Wedbush, so we're going to have super shorts.
Yeah.
Shit.
All right, cool. Take care, guys.
Okay, see ya.